turned out again later. The 2024 Punchestown Festival. Let's join our commentator Jerry Hannon. Apologies, gather you're not receiving the commentary at home here, even though we can hear Jerry Hannon in the background on track. But Knockiel Synge is the one who takes them along over this next bank, with John the Spark also in a prominent pitch, and the well-fancied Casey West is also to the fore. The yellow cap of the Northerner more towards the stand side, and then over on the inner, last year's winner 3x2 as they go through that hedge, which they all take okay. Bonnie Dazzler is the one who's out at the back at this stage. Wine and Dine also much nearer last and first as they go over the double bank in front of the stands. Commander of 10 wasn't particularly fluent at that one under Troy Walsh, and has now dropped back towards the tail over another hedge, and all seeming to jump that one pretty well. Still Knockiel Synge then up at the head of affairs from John the Spark and Casey West. The Northerner just in behind them, and then we have Albuquerque, who's followed into this turn by Fountain House, and then Haggard 3x2 towards the inside as they make their way on towards the next obstacle. Transprint is just in behind that leading group as well as they go over a drop bank, and no major alarms that time either, with Bonnie Dazzler continuing at the rear of the field. Up top though, John the Spark has now come through to just about join issue with Knockiel Synge, and up on their outside the Northerner is also taking closer order. Casey West now back in fourth on the outside of Albuquerque, and behind Albuquerque as they go on towards this next one is Fountain House, and then Tech Talk up on the outside, one of the Noel Feely Racing Syndicate runners. Wine and Dine has made quite a move now to get into a midfield position up on the outside as they go over that rail and drop bank. And back in front, Knockiel Synge then from up on the outside, the pink jacket of John the Spark, and Wine and Dine a bit awkward over that obstacle. Just required a bit of organising by Rob James on the landing side as they climb that next bank, and I'm delighted to say on several fronts we can join Jerry Hannon.
13 is a birch drop, which will bring them on to the next of the drop banks. In the lead is Knockiel Synge from John the Spark. Casey West has never been too far away. And then the Northern and Albuquerque on the inside of Fountain House. And Transprint has improved. And Tech Talk 3x2. As they swing a right now, coming on towards very shortly the old double. One that's been pulled up is Haggard. Over this, Knockiel Synge putting in a good shift under G Benson from John the Spark and Joey Dunn. And then Casey West and Tiernan Power Roach putting to ride back-to-back winners of the Ladies' Cup. The old double, which is 15. Slight mistake there by 3x2. Losing Rat Cannon Violet has parted company with Patrick Leeson, who was quickly sitting up. On now to the next, and it's Knockiel Synge still holding sway over Casey West, out wide John the Spark. Then the Northerner, Tech Talk next with Transprint, followed by Fountain House and Albuquerque in 3x2. On to the Galway doubles. With 9 left, it's Knockiel Synge from Casey West, who slightly slitted on landing. Followed then by John the Spark. Transprint is racing on to the heels of the leaders. And then the Northerner, Tech Talk next, followed by Wine and Dine, Fountain House. Coming back up to the top of the track now, and the Aintree Laurel. And it is Knockiel Synge with improving on the inside, the Northerner. The two lady riders, G Benson, Tony Quayle, they're now together. Followed by Transprint John the Spark. Right on their heels is Tech Talk. On to Ruby's double for the second and last time. Knockiel Synge from the Northerner. Improving is Transprint. John the Spark going through the Laurel Hedge 5 from the finish and tightening up as they swing out towards the loop. And it is the Northerner and Knockiel Synge from Transprint, a length behind them. 2 lengths to 3x2 who's closing. Then Fountain House, Casey West, Wine and Dine, Albuquerque. John the Spark has lost ground. Heading now to the Birch Barrels, which will be 3 from the finish. Knockiel Synge, joined by the Northerner, then Transprint. Fountain House 3x2 is edging up on the inside. Then Casey West, John the Spark, 2 lengths to Wine and Dine. Reminders for Albuquerque, the Birch Barrels 3 out. Knockiel Synge still in front by a couple of lengths to the Northerner. Ridden along in third place now is Transprint, 2 lengths off them in fourth. It's Fountain House, and then 3x2 Casey West has surrendered ground, and then John the Spark as they head towards the final 2 fences, the steeplechase fences in the Kildare Hunt Club cross-country chase for the Ladies Perpetual Cup. Knockiel Synge leads by less than a length to the Northerner. On the inside, Transprint. Right with them still, both Fountain House and 3x2 gone clear of Casey West as they swing in. 2 fences left to jump. Knockiel Synge, can they go by this front runner who's put up a very bold display from the outset? In the centre in the yellow cap is the Northerner. Then comes Fountain House. Transprint on the inside. This side is 3x2. As they come down to the final fence, anyone of 5. Knockiel Synge from Fountain House, 3x2. Transprint is next, followed then by, in the middle of horses, is the Northerner. West Knockiel Synge, who's game out there in front from the start. Fountain House, Transprint give chase with 3x2. Deep in the closing stages of the Ladies' Cup, it's going to Tony and the winner, Knockiel Synge. G Benson from in second place was Fountain House, and then comes Transprint, 3x2, and the Northerner next.
So the festival is up and running. What a great moment for G Benson here, and what a ride she's had from Knockiel Synge here, who wins for Peter and Teresa Flood. Successful at Castletowngeoghegan under Georgie last time out, and returns at 20-1 here. Jumped brilliantly on the sharp end throughout and looked vulnerable, Lisa, as we joined him here going to 2 out, but then picks up again, and another lovely jump at the final fence seals the deal for people that you know very well indeed.
Yeah, really enjoyed himself on these drying conditions, Gary. Lucky to spin round here back in February, I think it was, with Georgie on board, and he just showed how much he benefited with that run under his belt as well. But this is a massive family success. Peter Flood, 4 trees of Flood, Georgie on board, who works for Peter as well, and look, they're a really tight-knit camp, and they work very hard, like everyone does in this industry as well. I think Georgie gave this a peach of a ride. They didn't hang around at all, but she got a breather into him at different stages when she could. The Northerner was poised, ready to pounce in behind for Tony Quayle as well, but Georgie had hung on to enough as well, and that £7 claim definitely helped today. But this horse with the cheek pieces on, he jumped very well, Gary, and he was gaining strides with every fence as well, but always in a nice position, was able to quicken from the front end when it really mattered as well.
As is usually the case, we lost a few along the way, and one who's about to depart, the yellow cap towards the left there, is Tech Talk, who really looked to be coming into it quite nicely, but just gets that one wrong. Johnny Barry probably won't want to see it again, in truth, Lisa, watching it there a second time, but that was Tech Talk out of the way. And just see this horse in front again. Once one came up alongside him, it seemed to spur him on every time.
Yeah, really game, really genuine, really enjoyed what he was doing out there, and look, he's adapted so well over these unique fences and obstacles as well. But he was always poised in a lovely position. You know, as I said, they went quick enough at the start, but Georgie was able to take him back and get some breathers into him where it really mattered. 3x2 was another one who was always kind of, I suppose, mid-division at times and moved slightly closer with about a mile to go, but did make a slight mistake at the old double. Transcript is one who I thought was running really well. Had actually been here twice before. Gary refused at the 23rd fence each time, so I was waiting until we got to the 23rd to see if he was going to be able to lay down a challenge. But it was when they turned into the home straight, Georgie was confident. She had plenty more left underneath the tank.
That's exactly how it looked. See last year's winner 3x2 there in 5th place, the green and white jacket, just trying to throw down a challenge under Jack Hendrick, but as Lisa said, Knockiel Synge had a bit left, and G Benson gets great leaps out of him over these final 2 fences. It was round about here I thought, maybe is he going to be susceptible to something coming to pick him off? Not a bit of it though.
No, not at all. Once Geordie asked for a little bit of effort at all, he absolutely answered every question and answered every call. I thought at that fence, Gary, and even coming to the last, you could see the distance he's starting to put between his rivals as well. I thought 3x2 looked like a threat at one stage, but today wasn't going to be her day by any means, and the further he's gone, the better he's gone.
Yeah, Fountain House there even gave him a little bump after the second last, and even that seemed to